Hi, welcome back to No Fixing, Just Truth. Before I move forward with the story, I want to pause for a moment and look at what these episodes have really been about. Because a lot had happened already before my seizures returned. For years, I had been taking Adderall. At the time, I truly believed that I was functioning well. What I understand today is that when your thinking is being influenced, it doesn't announce itself. It quietly becomes what feels normal. I believed the choices I was making were reasonable. I believed my reactions made sense. Only later did I begin to recognize how much that medication had been shaping my perspective. Part of healing meant facing that honestly. Over time, it became clear that there were stretches during those years when things weren't as good as they seemed to me at the time. I made decisions quickly. I reacted quickly. And sometimes I handled situations in ways I wish I could go back and do differently. There are things from those years that I regret. Things I said. Ways I treated people when my mind was moving faster than my judgment. As my health improved, admitting those things became easier. Because when understanding grows, honesty becomes less frightening. Eventually, I reached a point where the side effects were harder on my life than the condition the medicine was meant to help. I was simply tired of what it was doing to my thinking, to my reactions, and to the person I knew I truly was underneath all of it. So when that realization finally settled in, the decision happened quickly. I stopped taking it. If I could go back, I would have had doctors help guide me through that process. Stopping cold turkey was not the healthiest way to do it. I would not recommend that approach to anyone. That's something I learned later. Getting back to myself didn't happen overnight. It took months for my mind and body to find their balance again. There was extreme exhaustion, major anxiety, and a long stretch of letting my brain rediscover its natural rhythm. Gradually, things began to shift. My thinking became steadier. My reactions became calmer. And the version of me that had been buried under years of urgency slowly started to return. And in many ways, that's really what this podcast is about. Understanding what medication can do to the mind on this level, how healing unfolds, and how awareness sometimes arrives only after everything settles down. That was the purpose of me telling this story. Even if it has only helped one person with their situation, it was well worth it. And as the story continues, we'll begin to see what medication can do to the mind on a very different level, through epilepsy. Because just when life had started to feel steady again, something unexpected happened. That's when something from my childhood returned without warning. And that's when everything in my life changed again. Clarity can be a strange thing. Sometimes it shows us things about our lives, and sometimes it shows us things about ourselves. And please remember, this podcast is not about fixing ourselves. It's about noticing what becomes clearer over time. And if you pray, may I suggest that you pray for patience. Patience with ourselves. Wisdom as we continue learning. And the strength to keep moving forward even when clarity takes time. Next time, I'll talk about the day my seizures returned. I look forward to seeing you then. Thank you.